Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to pYanodon's Season 3. Howdy, howdy, howdy. We've got coal dust, and now it is being brought in by Roberto here. What a name. Coal dust Roberto. Perfect. Can't totally change that name. Alright, we just finished Advanced Separation, which had something I cared about. What was it? Was it the coal water slurry? What was it that we needed out of this? Maybe it was the coal. Oh, it was the saline water evaporating back to salt. That's what it was. Right. And this right here is actually non-zero, right? Like coke and copper going to ammonia, tar, and tall oil. That's some pretty significant shifting. Like it's going from two things that we might have a lot of and are pretty easy to make to three different fluids that could be really useful in certain scenarios. And ammonia in particular right now is really hard to make. In fact, it doesn't show up for some reason, but the only way I can make it right now is with urea. I don't know where it is. Easier to just find it this way. The only way I can make it right now is this way, which requires a bunch of augs, but 5 coke and 3 copper versus 100 liquid manure. Is that very much? It's hard to keep track of all the numbers here. I'd have to plug it into Helmod to see. Anyway, we are continuing to work towards niobium here. Now, activated carbon is kind of what we're working on next. So we've got the coal dust. We don't have zinc chloride. Okay, so I need to work on zinc chloride. We're not using the fiber, so I can get rid of all that. Alright, zinc chloride here, and then nitrogen as well, which I think we can only get from one place at this point. It comes from destructive distillation column on air. And that gets us our nitrogen. So we'll need to do that, plus a pressure pump. Like so. And then the hydroxide meets with... Wait, well, sorry, the zinc chloride. We need HCl with zinc. And then that... So we need to put zinc on the train network. Zinc... We can make from zinc ore. And zinc ore is aromatics. So at least for now, we're making zinc over here. And we don't have it anywhere else. We don't even have, we do, never mind. Okay, we do have it on here. All right, well, I'll probably just connect that to the train network for now. And then, wait, no, is that nickel? Is this nickel or zinc? That's nickel, okay. Nickel and zinc are very close in color. All right, also, just a reminder, quick announcement, couple announcements here. On Sunday, March 30th, which is only a few days from now, we are going to be streaming the 100-hour celebration, and that's going to involve a base tour and recording a few hours and just playing the game, hanging out together. So definitely come join and hang out. You can join on Twitch or on YouTube Live. It'll be in both places. Twitch.tv/Krydax or just here on my YouTube channel, but it's in the live section, so it may or may not show up for you automatically. So just know that I'll be doing both. And yeah, it's gonna be a blast. And be there or be square. Other than that, I have no announcements. That's all. Come hang out. It'll be great. Zinc plate. So what we need to do then is... Well, a couple things, I guess. Oh, I also wanted to test one other thing. This is kind of random, but Fist was wondering if my test of the behavior of the pumps had to do with latent energy, like the energy buffer in the pump might have been full. So we're gonna test that theory by doing this. Well, how do I... Okay, wait. And then we disable it. And then we dump this. No, it's definitely dumping itself out, even if it's powered, which the ones on the train did not. So yeah, no, I think the pumps do treat pipes differently than they treat trains. Because a train wagon, we discovered it did not pump into the train wagon when it was disabled. So that's good. Anyway, that's our provider right there. So I need another, we need another station here for, oop, I'm gonna hold shift. And then this is going to be probably a requester station for, what for? I don't know what for. Zinc? Yeah, zinc. And other things. Okay, so we're gonna need lamps. No, we're not gonna need lamps. We're gonna need zinc chloride. So zinc plus HCl. Let me actually get this organized. We need coal dust, zinc, HCl, hydroxide, and nitrogen. Okay. So then this requester, we're going to actually request coal dust and zinc plates. Like so. And we'll do 1,000 of each. Is that, what are the numbers here? The numbers are 10 times as much coal dust as zinc plate. Okay. So maybe we do a request threshold of like 500, but then the coal dust goes to 2,000. I hope this gets fixed soon. The logistics group thing, because I'm scared to use it now because of that crash that happened. I did report it on the mod page, so hopefully that gets fixed soon. But yeah. So anyway, we need to disable the automatic allow list. Forgot about that. Have I done that on all these? Yeah. I need to do it on the actual blueprints before I forget. So, basic request, fixed. Do I want to put in a fluid request threshold or not? Maybe? Maybe not. I don't know. Basic request. Basic provide. Multi-provide. And part of me wants to go stack threshold for all three. Because when would I not want to count by stacks? The only time I wouldn't want to count by stacks is if we need a really tiny amount of something. All other times, stacks are fine. So maybe I should go stack thresholds on all of them, to be honest. Now, all request thresholds are interpreted as a count of item stacks. Okay, so then we want that to be 10 stacks by default of anything. Most of them aren't requesting, but 3, 1, and 1, because these are the providers, and then we'll need a byproduct station that goes on to 3 again. Okay, I think this is all right. This is a requester station, so let's put that there, and then copy these so that those are there. Okay. I think that's more what we want. Now, is this going to mess things up? It is. Maybe? No, this is a multi-provider. Sorry, I'm losing my touch with reality. All right, basic request is this one. Basic provide is this one. Multi-provide is this one. All right. Cool, cool, cool. And then the fuel unload station I also need to fix, because remember we changed that number to be 1.8 thousand to make it more consistent. I also realized this might not work. Really, none of these so far are designed properly to deal with the train upgrade. So I should maybe fix that. It's a little interesting. I don't know how the fluid... Well, I'm probably not going to upgrade the fluid wagons. So I'm not going to worry about it with fluids, because the regular fluid wagons that we have now are probably going to be fine for a long time. It's the solids that are going to be an issue. So for high throughput things, I need to be like connecting like this, because then when we go to the half trains, it'll connect to both. And right now I'm not set up for that. So at some point I'll need to start thinking about that. The problem is the loaders are kind of pricey right now, and I'm not sure if I really want to spend all that moolah, all the circuit moolah on loaders. Okay, so we should see the request here. Requested, yeah, zinc and coal dust. Okay. And then coal dust needs to get provided. Are we not providing it? Oh. Look at that. It's actively happening. Cool. Oh, I love it when stuff works. That just feels great. All right, and then zinc now. So zinc, we're gonna get from over here. Let's catch a ride. Beautiful. Now, Putinator, I know you're gonna watch this. One recommendation I have is that it moves you off of the rails when you hit the quick ride button, rather than plopping you on the rails. Obviously, that's a pretty dangerous spot to land. So, the reason I bring that up is even the other mod that was a recommendation. The what's it called? Locomotive Railway Car or something. That mod also recommended such things. Okay. I'm gonna go like this. Did that just delete items? I don't think it did. No, we're good. Set filters. Lock slots needs to go to 3. And then we want to bring in zinc. And then I was enabling these based on the amount of zinc plate. Okay. So that's set up, and then we just need to bring zinc up. And then we'll put zinc on the left side here, zinc plate. Bada bing, bada boom. Alright, where actually is zinc? Zinc is up here. And yeah, we'll need chromium eventually, so it's fine for now. We'll get this whole bus put onto the train network eventually. For now, we'll just let that go. That'll bring zinc up. And over chromium will stop there. Zinc will get loaded in. Multi-provided. And we're good to go, I think. Tin plate and glass plate and zinc. I'll do PL for plate. That's a lot of letters. All right. So that's done. And then ride back over to here. Oh, it's so nice to ride on the train network, to get around. Feels so good. Oh. Whoops. Guess that was gonna be waiting there for a while. Alright, so we'll unload into that. And now we are well on our way to making activated carbon, because we're also gonna get zinc and we already have HCl. So yeah, we have everything we need now. I just need some chemical plants, which are in this menu. 2 of them. And then we need an HPF, which is somewhere. Uh-oh, I'm out of stone brick. You know, I knew that. Shoot. And I don't have any. Okay. Bummer. Let's go get some more. All right. Stone brick. We don't need it very often, but man, is it buried in the middle of our base here. All the way over here in some random shed. Oh no, it's empty. Ah! What happened? We're out of fuel. We used up all our kerosene, and I didn't have a backup? That doesn't sound like me. I must have made a mistake at some point, and I didn't, and I thought I was just removing an excess, but I removed the actual supply. That's very bad. Yeah, I think I thought this was hooked up. At least based on what I'm seeing now, I think that's what probably happened. Yeah, something went wrong there. Whoops. Well, we haven't been making stone brick for, let's see how many hours. Do you guys want to find out together? We haven't been making stone brick. Oh, well, it's corrupted by the hot air problem. I really wish, and I know that it's not feasible with the model that Factorio uses, but I would love if you could somehow ignore net zero loops like this. Like, I don't want that to be counted as creating stone brick, and I don't want it to be counted as creating warm stone brick, right? Like, because it's really just a net zero loop of production and consumption that I would prefer that just disappeared completely, because it's not useful for me to know that. The only useful part of it is that hot air is the output. So what we have to do is look at stone brick and see the last time it was higher than 83 a minute. And that hasn't been for 13 hours. Wow. This has been a problem for 13 hours now. This probably happened when it backed up. And then we used some stone, and then we used some stone, and then I broke it 13 hours ago, and it's just been broken ever since. And this has all just been hot air related stone brick usage. That's my guess. Anyway, stone brick is now being produced again, but I need some. So let's see if we can find some stone brick in storage. There's 2,000 over here. Alright, that should be enough for now. Clicked on the wrong one. There we go. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Factory Search. So useful. So freaking useful. I love that mod. Okay. Steel, iron, always need iron. And copper seems pretty good, but I'll take one more. Okay, high pressure furnace, beautiful. And do we have small parts? Kinda. Could always use more. Let me get rid of some things here. Sap, I don't need sap. I'm not a sappy guy. I don't need oxide, and I don't need 2 utility boxes. And I don't need... I saw something else. What was it? Shoot. I lost it. I don't need iron chest, because we've moved... Oh, Keratin. That's what I didn't need. That is one thing I'm pretty confident we will never, ever, ever need to handcraft with. I don't even know if there are any handcrafting recipes for Keratin. Not that it matters, but yeah, there's no handcrafting recipes for Keratin. And there are other fuels, so there's just basically zero reason I would ever have it in my inventory. In fact, I could put it in the trash slot in my logistics once I have logistics bots. Ooh, I probably have enough pipes for now. Wow. That's a lot of pipes. Burner drills. What was it? Oh yeah, it was furnaces I actually am out of. And then engines I have enough of. Alright. I should be good for now. And we'll run over here. You know what I might do, because I'm doing this a lot, is connect up the rails to like up here. And this way I can deliver myself to this area when desired. And then we'll do that. And then this will go and meet there. Can I just say, it is so nice that, like, these signals, or not signals, but just the rail planner, like, can make that work without crazy weirdnesses. The new rail directions allow for so much more flexibility. It's beautiful. All right, you guys seem to not really be able to do more. Is that because I'm out of rails? It's probably because I'm out of rails. I'm gonna get another RoboPort down there. I'm going to grab another 20 bots and place 10 more for the network, 10 more for me. And then I'm going to do a dangerous thing, which is to allow bots to place belts. Oh, we already have that set up. Never mind. Never mind. I already thought ahead for that. Can they place power poles? Yep, they can. Okay. Never mind. We good. We good. I already planned for all this. Apparently. How's our power doing? Well, you can see the canisters showing up in my inventory now that the fuel equipment manager's on. So that's good. Okay, so that should all get built. I don't know if I really trust the bots, but it looks like they're doing the right thing. I just want to make sure they don't screw this up. But yeah, this should give us a good opportunity to... I'm going to turn this off so I can get out of here. Alright. And then the other bots can figure things out. Okay, back to... Uh-oh. Oh. There's no rails in front of me. We can go to there. LOL. Alright, fine. I'll do it myself. That's funny. Try to not get hit by a train. Okay. So, we requested zinc plates. The HCl's right here. I'm just going to utilize it. Now, I am going to leave this area open, so I'm going to build underneath it down here. So we'll do something like this. So 2 of those, 1 of these. I'm going to need some DDCs on air. They might be able to be smushed up against each other. Because... maybe. No. Because oxygen and purest nitrogen are not opposite, so that we're always going to need them to be spaced out, no matter how I do it. Unfortunately. I could put 2 next to each other, but then at that point, what's the point? Craft 3 DDCs. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, do, and duty, do. That's all 4 things. Single pressure pump is sufficient. Maybe I'll put it here. Now that's done, that's done. Okay. Turn my bots back on so they can actually build these things. And purest nitrogen for now has no uses, but you can filter it into more nitrogen later. Which is weird. People were talking about this on the Discord the other day. Like, it's funny that purest nitrogen has to be filtered to be nitrogen? Like, what does that even mean? It's not pure nitrogen if it needs to be filtered. So I don't totally understand lore-wise or chemistry-wise what's going on there. But yeah, it's used for a bunch of stuff later. But it's the easiest thing to make out of all of them. So for now, I'm just gonna avoid it. I'm not really worried about that. So I'll just void it right there. And then oxygen. Oxygen has a lot more uses. So voiding it feels kind of bad. But is there anything I can just make from oxygen alone? And I think the answer is pretty much no. Ooh, slaked lime from just seaweed and oxygen. Interesting. But that's a turd recipe, it looks like. Yeah, let's add into our to-do list. Put oxygen, maybe pure nitrogen into trash network. We'll do that eventually. I'm not gonna do it right now. So nitrogen goes into the HPF. We also get hydrogen, which weirdly I could utilize, but those are already equal numbers. Like the saline water gives us exactly what we need for the HCl. So we're basically using up the chlorine part and getting back the hydrogen part. It's very odd. But I don't need the hydrogen for anything either. So we've got all sorts of little outputs to this, and I am just gonna vent it. A venti mocha frappuccino right there. All right, HCl, get that hooked up. Is this not running? Why is this not running? I feel like we looked into this. Oh yeah, the hydroxide is backed up. Right. Okay. I want that to be hooked up to the same thing as the train output. So there's HCl. And then we belt over some zinc plates, which then become zinc chloride, which will go here. And back on the belt. And I'll do something like this. So zinc, the zinc plates we want to be on the bottom side, which is the left side here. So we want to unload zinc onto the close side like this. And that's what we need there. And then the coal dust is going to be in a much larger amount, which I will put. Still doesn't need to be on two sides of the belt though. Well, 6 a second. You know what? I am just going to put it on both sides of the belt. I'll just do that. All right, so there's everything we need, I think. Coal dust, zinc chloride, HCl, nitrogen. Okay, so nitrogen goes like so. Sodium hydroxide goes here. And at least with the way the numbers work, the hydroxide perfectly cancels out with the zinc chloride. The hydroxide that we get from saline water electrolysis to make HCl is exactly the amount we need to recombine into activated carbon. So it's like a really weird way. These two things together are basically lamps and zinc plates. That's it. Those two things alone, well, lamp, zinc plate, and saline water make those two objects. It's weird. Okay, and then we need a bunch of coal dust and a little bit of zinc chloride. So only a little bit of the zinc chloride, a bunch of this. In the interest of visibility, because these HPFs are nuts, I'm gonna scooch this over so that we can actually see what we're doing. Throw down a lamp. And that seems to be starting things up. Oh, and we already got some zinc plates even. Nice. Oh. Whoops. I did that one tile too far over. I needed to be there. Alright, and then the hydrogen. Or nitrogen. Boom, activated carbon. At 96 hours. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, well that feels really good. And we need activated carbon for a lot of stuff. Filtration media, mostly, and refined syngas. But it goes into a lot of other stuff later, so I think we're just gonna want it on the trains. Probably. So then, do we have a multi-provider yet over here? We don't. Do I want a multi-provider? I also see my mistake, don't worry. You caught it before I did, but I did eventually catch it. Zinc plate. And vacuum up all this mistake. And boom. Okay, anyway, yeah, for lower volume-ish things... Is this a lower volume thing, now? I mean, I did... It is only 1 a second, so that's pretty low volume. Yeah, I think it can go into a multi-provider station. So we'll get... maybe one right here. Yeah, I think I need to make these a little longer. I'm consistently having to manually extend them. And then multi-provider, plop. See, I kind of want my bots off because I don't want them wasting all my stuff. Why did the name become Lamp PM? I must have screwed that up. Saline water provide. I have no idea what to call stations. Naming conventions are really hard. But I mean, this is zinc and zinc plate and coal dust request. I'll just at least do that. And this is gonna be provide multi. Oh wait, lamp isn't provide multi. I don't need the multi there, that's pointless. Activated carbon provide. All right. Good enough for now. All right, and then that goes up here. I need to get a hotkey for merging chests at this point. And then we just load it in, and we're good to go. Oh, no, we're not. We need to measure activated carbon is less than 2,000. Cool. I think we did it. Seems to be running. No, I'm not venting oxygen. There we go. Okay. So, what's next on the big ol' niobium list? So we got activated carbon. Then we're gonna need to provide that or have that in the same spot as syngas to make refined syngas. And then refined syngas is used as a fluid for drilling the actual niobium ore. And it's the drilling fluid, but then the buildings run on fuel, solid fuel, and that solid fuel is not of things like coal, it's of drill heads. It's really weird. I mean, it's kind of just the way they had to implement it in the game, but drill heads are basically fuel. You can see they have a fuel value. So buildings run on drill heads, and so we're gonna have to produce drill heads somewhere and provide those and the refined syngas, and then that will drill us up some niobium ore. And then the ore gets crushed, it gets jaw crushed into powder, the powder gets ball milled into dust, and the dust gets classified into concentrate. And the densest version of that, stack size 50, 100, 100. So the densest version is the powder, weirdly enough. So if I was all about train density, I would do that. It's also possible I do all this on site so that I don't have as much to do later, and we're shipping out 6 concentrate instead of 9 ore. And that's a stack size of 50. So it takes 2/3 the space as the ore, and we have double, so it's really 1/3. It's 3 times denser to process it down to concentrate, and then you don't have to deal with these byproducts at the other end. So it could be useful to set all this up right next to our niobium mining, and then I just have a multi-provider trash station at the niobium mining complex. Heck, it can multi-provide, well, wait. No, we can't do a trash station with a regular provider station. Not easily, at least. So we won't do that, but... Well, we could, because I'm never going to be trashing niobium concentrate. Never mind, that works fine. it's weird because trash stations are on channels 1 and 2, right? So on channel 2, we're gonna have things that are just consuming sand and deleting it, right? Delete us from the world. But we're never gonna make a station that deletes niobium concentrate. So there's no fear. It feels weird, but there's no fear providing something on channel 2 if it would never build, if we'd never build a trashing area for it. And I'm pretty sure this is not used in anything else. No, it's only used in the entire game is this recipe. Which then begs the question, well, should we just make that and ship that? But then we need to request those things on site. And then at that point, it's like, why don't I just make niobium on site where I'm mining it, right? Where do you stop? Where do you draw the line? This is a lot of buildings. Maybe I should just ship the ore and be done with it. I don't know. I don't know what to do about these things. It feels like you're gonna do it right no matter what you do, and it also kind of feels like you're gonna do it wrong no matter what you do. And where is my niobium? It's molybdenum that I have like in the base. I swear I had a niobium somewhere inside the base. No, that's the molybdenum I'm thinking of. It's literally in my base, like the very middle of it. Oh, I thought, for some reason, I thought we had one closer. Okay. I will probably go to this one on the south. That seems a little easier to build down towards. I don't have landfill yet. And I'm gonna want it, because I don't want to go around a pond this small. Okay, so landfill is next on the list. I didn't really think that we'd be needing landfill, but here we are. Oh, it's so expensive. Oh, it's so expensive. I don't even want to look. Oh my god. It's so expensive. Oh my gosh. It like hurts to even look at. 30 stone, 30 gravel, and 30 soil, which kind of doesn't matter. That's just electricity. But do I even have a way to make gravel yet? Not really. Oh, right. Slaked lime gets you some, but that's a slow process. 2 seconds per gravel. Sand can go backwards. Am I on the tracks? No. Sand can kind of go backwards. Ooh, we got 2 trains in a row? Fancy. Fancy schmancy. Anyway, what am I doing? Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So stone... Do we have a way to make stone yet? I don't think we have a good way. The coarse fraction way is the only way I think I have right now. Later on, we can do a ground borer to make large amounts using lubricant and coal gas, but this is the one I'm really thinking of. We can just turn iron sticks into stone. But that doesn't come until later. For now... It's just a byproduct from crushing all sorts of things. Or classifying a bunch of coarse fractions. But I don't think we have a good way to make coarse fractions yet either. But given we need the stone and the gravel, that might be worth it. Coarse fraction. Yeah, the problem is I don't think I really have a way to make coarse fractions. 20 soil to 3 coarse fractions is pretty bad. Yeah, later on we can do sticks to coarse fractions, but at that point I can just do sticks to stone and sticks to gravel. Sticks to stones won't break my bones. We also cannot do gravel distillation, and that would be bad anyway. So it looks like later we can get coarse fractions as a like a byproduct of the moss thing. Now this just feels rude to me. Why? Oh, it's a turd recipe replacement? Why would crafting an Aug Paddock Mark II give you anything other than an Aug Paddock Mark II? It's an alternative recipe. What's the difference? 1, 5, 1, 10, 30, 50, 35. It's literally the same recipe, but with a bunch of added outputs. What turd is that for? I know we're on a tangent here, but I'm really curious. Why would you... What? What on earth? Underground chambers. Do extra digging to provide augs a better environment. It will improve the production, but make the enclosure consume extra power for the ceiling fans and heating on cold nights. Okay. So it gives your aug chambers a productivity bonus that's quite significant, 35%. But they use... it consumes the same amount of electricity. I'm confused. Oh, this says plus 300%. Okay. Consumes 4 times the power. So I guess those outputs represent digging underground. It's funny, it even gives you different things for each tier. That's funny. All right, well, all of that is kind of neither here nor there. For now, we're just gonna import stone. How are we gonna do this? I'm trying to think of a net zero way. I might just do coarse fractions from soil. And the reason is because then I don't have any inputs. I don't care if it goes slowly. We're not gonna need a ton. We just need to get it started. Oh my god, 150 coarse fractions. Yikes! 150 coarse fractions. Okay. Which needs 1,000 soil. And 1,000 soil needs 515 soil extractors. Oh god, it's so bad. It's so bad. Now the sand... Where was that recipe? The sand could get turned back into gravel. I figured the matrix solver wouldn't get it, fortunately. Wait, shouldn't this... Yeah, there we go. So then... some percentage of the gravel should come from sand. The rest... And now we decrease this number until our input of stone goes to 0. There we go. But oh, and now we have a big output of sand, but it's a smaller output. Oh, I think Matrix Solver did do it correctly then. But I thought I saw a bunch of zeros here. Anyway, that's if we used the sand to get some more gravel, then we wouldn't need quite as much coarse fraction action. course, fraction action. Okay, now if we cut this down to a reasonable amount, like let's say 8 or maybe even 12 soil extractors. Oh my god, that's only 0.03, which means per hour we're only getting 30 landfill an hour? No, that's unacceptable. That's too little. Okay. All right, next question then is how can I ditch a bunch of Keratin? We need power. It's bothersome. Can I use the shale oil? Okay, how much shale? 500 kilojoules a piece. Can this power itself is the next question I'm asking. So 500 kilojoules. And each unit of steam is 250 degrees times 2.1 kilojoules. So a unit of steam is 500 kilojoules? Am I doing that math right? Yes, I am. So a 250 degree unit of steam is 500 kilojoules of power. Oil burners are even 200% efficient, which means this 100 units of steam only requires 250 kilojoules of input per unit, and these are 500 kilojoules per unit, and we get 2.5 times as many. So I get extra power from this. If I just immediately dump that shale oil into oil burners, this will actually, I will end up still with extra shale oil. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna bother processing the rest of it right now. Because I just don't have the F's to give. to be blunt about it. So yeah, we're just gonna do the whole get rid of Keratin via, and it's only 5 per second per retorter, so we're still gonna need quite a few retorters. And then an oil burner only makes 60 steam a second. And does that math work out that I just did? 60 units a second, and we said it's 250, so it's 1/4 of a megawatt, so it should be around 15 megawatts to produce. Yeah, and it does consume 15 megawatts. Okay, so I did that math right. So then basically what I'm getting at here is what we're gonna do is we're gonna make the gravel from crushing stone, and then we're just gonna mine hella stone from mining drills. And then we need to get rid of the shale oil, or the Keratin via shale oil. So that is going to input link. Which I feel like I've now done this 100 times and I'm still not getting it right. This is on product input. How do we use up Keratin? Do we need this to be its own block? Oh god, no, I really did it. What's funny is now that's working. Huh. Interesting. Anyway, landfill. Need to add that in here again. So how do we do this? I know I've done this before. It's defaulting to 25 because that's just one recipe's worth. What's the button I need to press? Or do these need to be in their own block? They might need to be. Doesn't seem to be... figuring it out. I know there's a way to do this, dang it. Which way was it? Fighting with Helmod is not my favorite thing, but it's what we do all the time. It's also clearly, there's a bug here. I might be, I mean, control clicking this is the same as clicking this. So that's kind of weird. So if I just put 70, that works fine. And then if I change this, it doesn't update. And then if I link it, it doesn't even know what it's doing. Well... Drat. Thought there was a way. I'm pretty sure there is. I've just forgotten what it is. Like what clicks I need to do. Because the products of Keragen are excess output from this block. If I turn this into ingredient mode... Maybe the outer block needs to be ingredient mode, and then this block needs to be not ingredient mode. And then maybe, there we go. So the parent block needs to be ingredient mode. You manually set the sub block that's doing the production, and then you can link the sub block that's doing the consumption of the byproduct. That is now working. Very fiddly, but we managed to get it to work. All right, that makes me very happy. I'm glad I spent 10 minutes on that, or whatever it was. Anyway, we would need 14 retorters. I mean, I don't think we need 3,600 landfill an hour, let's be honest. Let's go for 900 landfill an hour. It's a bit more modest. And then we only need 4 retorters and 2 oil burners. That I think I can handle. Alright, let's hop on the tracks here. And then we are going to have to be done with the episode soon, but we'll get this stuff crafted. Oh! We have no Roboport coverage over here to build these tracks. Need to get that done. All right, so the bots will get that done. We need retorter. 2, 3, 4. Was it 4? Yeah, 4 retorters, 2 oil burners, a few jaw crushers. I think we're out of like intermetallics or something because I could only make 1 oil burner a minute ago. Alright, oil burner. I can still only make 2. What do they require that I don't have? Oh, just iron plates. Somehow. Always running out of those. Oh, I know how I keep getting sap in my inventory. It's from cutting down trees. I forgot that trees give you sap. I can't, like 4 times in the last week or so, I've been like, why is there sap in my inventory? But it's never quite become an actual thought. You know, it was almost like a background thought, like I dismissed it before I really thought about it. And now I know the answer. All right, 4 retorters, 2 oil burners, 3 jaw crushers. I've got a bunch of miners and a single crafting building, which can burn, it can run on Keragen. So I can do this on site, on the stone patch itself, of which I have a few. Which one do I want to utilize? I could do this one up here, or I could do this one down here. Either way, I'm just gonna make, it's gonna be fully local. I think I'm just gonna do this one because we already have power run down there. It's gonna be fully local, and we're just going to use a caravan to fetch the landfill once in a while. And that's it. That'll be the whole build. I don't think we need to do anything else. So we'll set that up at the beginning of the next episode. For now, we will call it. So as always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I'll see you all in the next episode.